Thanks for joining us. I'm Ernest Lunning with Colorado Politics, here today with Victor Marx, one of the Republicans running to be Colorado's next governor. He's going to be answering questions prepared by AARP Colorado. We'll be asking the same questions to the other candidates who are running for the chance to take over from term-limited Governor Jared Polis. Mr. Marx, please take a minute to introduce yourself and tell us why you're running.
Well, thanks for having me. I would say that for people to understand the context of which I'll answer the questions and who I am, you got to understand my background. I come from a challenged background as a kid who overcome many obstacles, and that's what I got known for. We ultimately, I joined the Marine Corps, spent time in the Corps, and then started a nonprofit that helped traumatize children and women. And I think we got best known for rescuing women and children from ISIS overseas, and then put together a think tank here in the U.S. That works by, through, and with law enforcement to protect children and women. But I have a lot of experience in other countries negotiating very difficult tasks to get accomplished that most people wouldn't want to be part of. Okay. But here in Colorado, we've had our youngest daughter was born here. We actually buried my mother-in-law here. And like most Coloradans, we're just tired of the state of affairs with things not being affordable, the increase in crime. It's just not the same Colorado that we've known for years. So that's why we entered the race after looking at the others and really, could we win? And we feel pretty confident we can.
New data show that there's more than 1 million family caregivers in Colorado. What kind of policies or legislation would you champion to ease caregiver burdens?
Yeah, great question. And we actually happen to fall into that statistic. For the last few years, we've been caregivers of our in-laws. My mother-in-law was 91 when she passed. And just yesterday, we were moving my father-in-law from assisted living care to a little bit deeper care because of falls. So we have a heart for that. This topic is so important because of the aging population. It, to me, would require a task force, a lot of research, and then find the best possible ways to help caregivers, because the challenge of it is enough, but to help financially, emotionally, and in a way that the families aren't. It's hard enough seeing a parent aging, and then it's horrible to be under financial constraints, and when it shouldn't be. So I would form a task force and find out the best ways to help.
All right, older Coloradans are not immune to the housing affordability crisis.
Right.
What policy solutions will you seek to help Coloradans age 50 and older find and keep affordable housing?
I think we got to start with the housing industry, period. We've got to reduce regulations. The government constraints on it makes everything more expensive. It's a horrible thing when you have two extremes, when you have youth that can't really leave their family home because it's they just can't afford it. So the adolescence is being extended out. And then you got elderly folks that, and if they sell or they're going to downsize, it's still too expensive. So we have to start with the housing regulations. And to me, it's just common sense. Are there not tax breaks or benefits that give aging folks a break when it comes time for their own limited income? And I think that's one of the best ways. We can't penalize them. We have to give them opportunity to live the best life they can in what I would call the back nine.
Kind of along those lines, as the number of Coloradans over the age 50 increases, what can be done to help them age in place and remain in their communities?
Well, I'm in that category, and I'd say community matters. First, you got to provide safety. As people age, there does tend to get a sense of, am I safe? Where I live. So I'm telling you, I believe lowering the stress in a person's life as they age saying, hey, I live in a safe community. Police are allowed to do what they want in order to provide safety for me and my family. I mean, that's the main thing I would say is safety, community. I've not seen in the last, we came here in 2001, but why are things, let me ask you, why are things so hard for this age group as they age? In your opinion, why has it become so difficult? This is just for me and you. I don't understand this, except the governance that's been happening. It's not been in the favor. That's why so many families are moving out.
Next, what do you see as the biggest public health challenge facing the state, and how would you address it?
Well, I think it's unaffordable premiums that keep going up. And we have to come to a place. My family and I feel it just like everyone else. We just switch insurance carriers. So I think there are options we have to make available for folks to get, not be penalized by increased deductibles, hiring, because again, most people on a limited income. So when what they make and what they have to pay out doesn't balance, it's a huge problem. So I think just it's better regulation over with common sense on helping people afford and what's needed here.
Let's say from a legislative perspective, as governor, what can be done to improve our state as a great place for fitness, health, and well-being for Coloradans of all ages?
Well, just driving here, looking at the state of affairs, the homelessness, and if I think it's both people wanting to leave the state because they don't feel safe, and Colorado is one of the most beautiful states. It used to be for exercise, health, and fitness. Legislatively, I have to put together a team. That's what I do best, is put together the best minds to address certain issues. So I'm not a politician, but I'm a leader. And I don't, from the beginning of me announcing, I don't make these campaign promises that won't be backed by a good team of understanding issues in order to accomplish it.
All right, the legislature is tackling major consumer safety issues as technology rapidly evolves and changes, such as putting on guardrails when businesses and government use AI to make major decisions that impact people. What's your philosophy on balancing consumer rights and technological innovation?
Yeah, one of my staff members right now is a key player in the AI field. And we've been studying this issue for a while because in the next 5 years, I don't think the U.S. is going to understand fully how much things change. So for me, it's to bring together a specialized task force in order to address this in every area, from consumer to business to our economy, because there is major benefits from AI technology, but there's also, it can't be overreaching by the government using it. The military right now, if we don't increase our use of it, we're behind other countries. So I'm excited at the possibilities of what's going to happen with it. But again, bringing in the right minds to oversee that and implement it and then watch it. That's the main thing.
Let's say groups like AARP consistently hear from members that rising utility costs pose affordability challenges for Coloradans on a fixed income. Additionally, inadequate heating and cooling can cause significant health risks for older Coloradans. Yeah. As governor, how would you balance competing interests, clean energy targets, data centers moving in, et cetera, and ensure affordable utilities for older Coloradans?
Well, I don't think it's either or, it's both and. And common sense approach right now, they want to just move us completely to an electric-based energy source is very dangerous to me. We have to keep clean, reasonable. gas that's being used right now and has been for a long time, I don't think our grid can even handle it. So, yeah, I think it's just having common sense when it comes time for this. Why are so many changes happening without the people's approval in a way that allows us to make the choices for ourselves? I think this next administration has got to be for the people, not normal politics.
And our last question here, Colorado has established a first of its kind prescription drug affordability review board. It researches and reviews the cost of prescription medications to consumers and can even set upper payment limits on certain medications. Do you support this concept of the PDAB, and how do you plan on further ensuring medication affordability for Coloradans?
One, I mean, why can you go to other countries and have over-the-counter prescriptions at a very low cost? When you come back to the US, they're so restrictive. I don't think any medications for older folks should be unattainable. They shouldn't be penalized for that. So I think all medications needed should be affordable. And again, if we approach it with, do we care for people, or are we going to make it to the point where they can't afford it and it affects them? It should be affordable for everyone.
Hey, thank you. And please check out our interviews with the other candidates for governor and the 8th Congressional District candidates on coloradopolitics.com and at AARP Colorado. Thanks for watching.